solve the formula D is equal to RT for R. So in this kind of problem, they're giving you an equation or formula which you have more than one variable. So here we have D, you have R, and here you have T. And they're asking you to solve for R. So when you're solving for R, you want to treat the other variable as they were a number or constant. So if I were going to solve for R, I have to eliminate this coefficient T. To do that, I need to multiply both sides of the equation by reciprocal of T, which is 1 over T. Or I can divide both sides of the equation by T. So if I divide both sides of the equation here by T, I can isolate R because you're solving for R. So that's how you would see that R would be equal to D over T. Solve the formula for L. Here we have a formula in terms of P, L, and W. You notice that we show L in color, that's what we're solving for. So I need to eliminate all the other variables. In this case, I have to eliminate 2W. To do so, I need to subtract 2W from both of the equation. Then I need to eliminate this 2. That's the coefficient of L. If I divide both of the equation here by 2, there I have it. I solve this formula for L. L would be P minus 2W over 2. Solve the equation for X. Here we have a formula. Y is equal to 1/2 X plus 3. We're solving for X. To isolate X, I need to eliminate this 1/2 first, maybe. Or in this case, you're distributing this. You could multiply some by 2 to eliminate this 1/2. All this would be a good way to do this. So if I distribute this, I get X over 2, 3 over 2. Notice that I have an equation involving fractions. To eliminate the fraction, I can multiply some by 2. Then I would get 2y is equal to x plus 3. So here, identical equation to this, which I can solve for x. To solve for x, that's all I have to do is now to subtract 3 from both sides of the equation to isolate x. So x would be equal to 2y minus 3. Solve 2x plus 7y is equal to 7 for y. Here we have an equation in terms of x and y. We need to solve for y. Actually, we're going to do this quite a bit to find the slope later. When we have an equation like this, when I solve for y, I get it into this form. This is y is equal to mx plus b. Later we're going to see that. But in this problem here, we're just going to solve this here for y. To do that, we need to subtract 2x from both sides of the equation, and then divide each term by 7. That's the coefficient of y. So y would be equal to 7 minus 2x over 7. If I separate these, I get 7 over 7 minus 2x over 7. So y is equal to minus 2 over 7x plus 1. Later we'll see this is y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line and b is the y-intercept. We'll talk about that later, but this is how you would solve y in this formula. Here's an example where we want to solve for one variable when we have in our formula multi-variables here. Here we have a, b1, b2, h, but we want to solve for b1. We're going to solve for b1. So here we have a is equal to 1/2 times b1 plus b2. So I'm going to use a different color for b1. So we know that we're solving for b1. So looking at this formula here, all the other variables besides the one in color, we're going to treat them like as a constant. as if it was a number. So I can either distribute this, or I can eliminate this 1/2 right now by multiplying both sides of the equation by 2. That probably would be the best way to do this. Let's go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by 2. So you get 2a, and this 1/2 would be turned to 1, and then you get h times b1 plus b2. You can distribute the h, and once you get to this point here, remember we're solving for b1. So we need to move these terms, eliminate these terms from the right-hand side. If I subtract both sides of the equation by b2h, then I can move this to the other side. Now if I divide both sides of the equation here by coefficient of b1, which is h, then here I have b1 solved in terms of the other variable. Here we have a formula or equation: ax minus 3 is equal to cx plus 7. We're going to solve for x. Then the variable that you're solving for, in this case is x. I'm going to use a different color here. It appears in more than one place. What you need to do is to move all those terms that contains x in one side of the equation. So if I subtract cx from both sides of the equation here, I subtract cx here, cx here, notice that cx minus cx would be equal to 0, and on the left-hand side I get ax minus cx. So I get all the terms with x in one side of the equation. Now at the same time, I can add 3 to both sides of the equation. So I move this 3 here from left to the right. So this 2 will be 0, 7 plus 3 will be 10. So I have all the terms that contains x in one side of the equation and all the numbers in the other side of the equation. Now to solve for x, you need to factor the x out. Factor the x. What times x give me the first term is a. What times x give me the second term is c. So it will be x times a minus c is equal to 10. Now to solve for x, my coefficient will be this parentheses here. If I divide both sides by a minus c, this is how you solve x in terms of the other variable. X will be equal to 10 over a minus c.